Hey everybody, it's Tim Hinton, the Beast of the Marching Arts. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope you're getting ready for a wonderful weekend of July 4th. I'm going to be making brookies. And you're like, what the heck is that? Well, first off, I need to say, I haven't been on here baking in a while, but I've been doing a lot of baking. I feel like I'm getting a lot better at it. You can see from my setup, I didn't really clean up too much for you today, sorry. You can see I've upgraded, right? My wonderful great friend Mark gifted me this fantastic new mixer. And I gotta tell you, that has totally changed my life. Because as anybody knows that has a mixer, I was using the hand mixer and it was sort of beat up. It was the hand-me-down from my mom. So thank you, Mom, for that. But I'm really, really enjoying that. And I have some new containers that hold my flour and my sugar. So I sort of upgraded just to sort of get organized. But anyway, I'm making brookies, and you're probably saying, what are brookies? All right, this comes from my favorite online recipe site, Once Upon a Chef. I recommend you go there because every time I make one of her recipes, it turns out great. So brookies are half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie. And you're like, I love brownies, I love chocolate chip cookies, and I gotta tell you, these are unbelievable. The combination is so delicious. So actually, I'm also making a marble cake. I have a marble cake, a bundt cake with chocolate marbling in the oven. If I get long-winded here, I may pull it out and you can see it. I don't know. But anyway, that's happening right now anyway, because I was going to make this marble cake sorry, I can't talk. I was going to make a marble cake for the weekend, and then the guy I'm dating, Steve, is coming over for the weekend. He was like, maybe you should make some brookies. And I was like, well, I was kind of making a marble cake, but I know he loves brookies. And I got to tell you, if you need to bake something this weekend, you're having people together, or you're getting your family together, or just for you, and you love brownies and you love chocolate chip cookies, I got to tell you, make these brookies. You will be like the hero of the weekend. People will be fawning over you up and down, left and right. So I'm making brookies. The thing that's tricky about making brookies is you have to make two things, really. You make a thing of brownies and you make a thing of the chocolate chip cookies, and then you sort of put them together. So it's a little bit extra work than it is to make one or the other, but it's totally worth it. Trust me on this, everybody. Trust me on this. I'm making brookies, half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie. They're fantastic. Now, as I mentioned, before I started on the brookies, I hope this doesn't go on forever this morning, and thanks for watching. If you're watching at all, I appreciate it. Happy 4th weekend. I have a marbled bundt cake, vanilla and regular cake plus chocolate marbling. That's in the oven, and I have to make the glaze for that, which I don't think is going to take very long, but I have to do that first. I just didn't get it done before it was time for me to start this broadcast. So you're going to get a bonus. You're going to watch me make a glaze for my marble cake, which I don't know if that'll be that exciting, but then I'm going to jump right into the brookies. So anyway, if you're watching it all, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're having fun. So put on my glasses. Let's see what's happening with the glaze. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I buy a lot of butter these days, everybody. If you're a baker, you know this. I buy a lot of butter. I'm keeping Land O'Lakes in business. At least I'm helping. So I need 5 tablespoons. There we go. Of butter. Let me see. What does it say to do? Combine the butter, sugar, water, and vanilla. Bring to a boil. It's not going to take very long to make this glaze, but I got to have it ready because when my marble cake comes out of the oven, I got to pour this on it, and it's going to make it even more delicious, I'm sure. So anyway, I'm going to be talking about all the stuff that I have going on at the Marching Roundtable, Marching Arts Education. There's the DCI stuff going on right now. But let me do this first so I don't mess it up. So I need 3/4 cups of sugar. So let me get my handy dandy cool little sugar container. I know, aren't you impressed? See, my sugar container. Beef sugar. There it is. Just in case anybody else in my kitchen wondered whose sugar it was. No, I know. It's mine. So anyway, I'm going to get 3/4 cups. So I'll just get a 1/4 cup thing here. Anyway, I hope that you're having a really, really, really good weekend. I think I missed a little bit, so I'm going to extra. Sugar is what makes everything delicious. Yes, I know it's not good for us. That's why we work out, right? That's why we go in martial arts. so that I can have some cake. All right, a fourth a cup of water. So let's do that. Ooh, that wasn't very much. Okay. Pour that puppy on there. And also 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And you know me, I love vanilla. Yeah, I know, I'll admit it. I enjoy vanilla flavors more than I enjoy chocolate flavors. I know you're like, that's crazy, Beast. No, it is. It's what I do. I love vanilla. Vanilla has a lot of flavors in it. It's a very nuanced flavor, believe it or not. It's a bad rap. And I use a lot of vanilla. I mean, it's in everything. I mean, you know, because it's delicious. It makes everything taste good. But anyway, I use a lot of vanilla. All right, so here, I put all those ingredients in here. Now this says what I'm going to do is bring to a boil, then reduce and simmer until the heat is dissolved. So let me move you over here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see anything or not. Can you see what's going on over here? Oh, you can. Hey, everybody, from the other side. So I'm going to bring this to, I guess I'll use a spoon for this. So all I'm going to do, let me get my recipe. I'm making the glaze, everybody, for my marble cake, which is like a bonus. And then I'm going to make brookies in just a minute. So thanks for being patient. If you want to just see the brookie part, come back in about 5 minutes and I will be hopefully on that. So here's what it says on, I talked about Once Upon a Chef is my favorite recipe site, and that's where I didn't even look to see what is showing behind me. Do you see my crock pot? Yeah, I'm making a stew in a crock pot later too. I am just like a baking beast, a cooking beast. I'm doing better. All right, so here's what it says to do. Combine the butter, sugar, water, and vanilla, bring to a boil, then reduce the heat and simmer until the sugar is dissolved about 1 minute. So this isn't going to take very long. So while we're waiting on things to boil and simmer, hope you're doing great, everybody. I am really busy. I don't know if you're noticing this or not, but the Marching Roundtable and at Marching Arts Education, we are doing a series for DCI. So like starting yesterday on July 1st, we released our first interview. And so what we did was we were like, let's support DCI. Everybody's excited. It's going back. Let's get everybody excited. Let's let them know what's going on with all the different corps. So yeah, I contacted all the corps that are participating in the DCI celebration. So the corps that will be on the field in Indy, and I'm looking forward to being there. I can't wait. I hope I'm going to see some of you guys in Indy in August. But anyway, all the corps that are going to be on the field, I contacted them. Woo, this is getting hot. Woo. Okay, we're almost to a boil. We're almost to a boil. Then it says reduce and simmer. Am I to a boil? I'm to a boil. Now I'm going to reduce and simmer. Okay, ooh, easy does it. Easy does it. Goodness gracious. Okay, can you guys see? You guys can see that like almost boiled over. All right, so I'm reducing the heat and I'm going to simmer for 1 minute. Hey Siri, set timer for 1 minute. Okay, that's my other best friend, is I use that for baking all the time. So anyway, I'm making the glaze for my marble bundt cake, which is in the oven, which is supposed to come out in about 20 minutes. So I guess we might see that come out of the oven. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'm going to put this glaze on it. It's supposed to just be simmering for 1 minute. And then this is going to be done, and I can move on to the Brookies. But anyway, I spoke with all of them. So yesterday I released the one with Boston Crusaders. They are doing a show called Zoom. And they have these giant video screens that they're carting around, and they're going to have like a video thing happening while the course is going on. It's really interesting. Of course, Keith Potter is so smart. He's the artistic director there. He was talking about, and anybody that's a designer, you'll understand this. He's talking about what a trick it is, because you don't want everybody just sitting and watching the videos the whole time. Like, they want to watch the core. And I find that's always the hardest thing when somebody has video screens. The thing is sort of like, when do you watch the screen? Okay, hey Siri, turn off timer. All right, my glaze is done. I'm going to set it right here to cool, and let's go back to Brookie Town. Anyway, you have to figure out, like, how much do you put on the screen and when, so that people watch the screen when you want them to, or that it enhances the show, but then we want to watch the show too. So it's a really interesting conversation. So you guys check that out. Smart, very, very smart Keith Potter. And then today, I released the one with Genesis, it's up and coming, super, really great, great people there. And I talked to them about, they've had guest artist series with their students all along. Really amazing stuff. So find that out. And then next week, 5 more courses. I think it's Cadets, Blue Knights, Music City, Pacific Crest, because I talked to their drum majors. So every day, every Monday through Thursday for the month of July, I'm releasing 4 or 6. So guys, I've been producing like, it's a lot of work. 4 podcasts plus 4 video versions of podcasts every week. It's been a lot of work, but it's going to be awesome. I hope everybody gets excited about DCI, and it helps the course, and it helps DCI. And everybody get to a show. All right, that's what you need to do. You need to get to a show. You need to support Drum Corps. All right, marble cake is in the oven, and now I'm going to actually start on the Brookies. Like I said, the side I like is Once Upon a Chef. Look how good those things look. I got to tell you, Brookies are amazing. Half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie. Unbelievable. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Godzilla, whoever you are. Hey, Kay, whoever you are. Thank you guys for watching. I'm making Brookies, and like I said before, if you have never made these and you're looking for something to make for your family or whoever you're getting together with this weekend, like, it will knock it out of the park. They will love it. So the first thing you do is you have to make the brownie batter, and then you make the cookie batter. So I'm going to start by preparing my pan, which is really not very hard. I'll do that first. Forgot to get my pan out. Don't worry, everybody, I'm coming back. I love this pan. This was my favorite purchase from 2020. Look, isn't that beautiful? It's one of those 9x13 baking pans. I mean, you can make a lasagna in it, but I'm making Brookies, which are half brownie, half chocolate chip. I love this pan. I mean, it's really sad. I mean, I've gotten into the baking. It's really fun, but like, this is one of my favorite things. I love it. I got it on Amazon. All right. So the next thing you do is you get some parchment paper. Where are you, Mr. Parchment Paper? Tip, I've been baking a lot more, so I have learned that it pays, like with most things, it pays to buy the good stuff. Yeah. The good parchment paper is a lot better than the knockoff parchment paper. So words are wise, like a lot of things in life, it's worth buying the good stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you guys can see this, I'm putting parchment paper into the thing, into the pan. I'm going to line it this way. Once they cook, you just lift the parchment paper out. The pan is not dirty. You don't have to like scrape them out. It's so amazing. Like parchment paper, truly is probably the greatest invention of all time. I'm sorry. I mean, there's been a lot of wonderful things. COVID vaccine, probably right up there. That's my, I write myself up, but I can't multitask. Hang on. Okay. I make myself reminders all day of when to do things. I'm supposed to be starting my crock pot because I'm making a beef stew. That's right. I'm making a beef stew. The guy I'm dating, Steve, is coming over, and we're going to have beef stew tonight. And because, you know, it's in there. You don't have to cook it. It's just, I'm making a stew. But I'm going to have to start that stew a little later. Okay, so all I did was put parchment paper in, spray it with some stuff. That way the Brookies are going to just come right out so easy. Let me move this over here out of the way. Now I'm going to start. Where's my water? Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm making Brookies. I'm going to talk more about the DCI stuff in a minute. And we just had podcast 1000, everybody. I'll be talking about that too. That was pretty exciting. So you make the brownies, and then you make the cookies, and then you put them together, and they're delicious. They're absolutely fantastic. All right. Make the brownie batter. Medium microwave safe bulk. Here's what I'm going to do. Place the butter. How much is it? 1 stick. I love my butter. Yep, I buy a lot of butter these days, everybody. So I am making Brookies. If you just tuned in, half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie. I buy a lot of butter. Like, I just buy it and have it. I use a lot of it because I'm doing a lot of baking. And it's fun. All right. What am I going to do? I'm going to put it in a bowl, and I'm going to melt it in the microwave until it's boiling. Until it's bubbling. And then I'm going to whisk in the chocolate so it melts. So the chocolate needs to be ready. So it's 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, roughly chopped. Hey everybody, it's the good stuff. That's right. And why am I buying the good stuff? Well, because I think it makes a difference. You know, and luckily I can spend that extra dollar. At least I decided to. But she suggested in the recipe, like I said, the recipe's from Once Upon a Chef. I put it in the information for this little live broadcast. So it's so much better. Like, I think it just tastes more rich. And, you know, like I said, I'm making this for the guy I'm dating, so I'm trying to be impressive, everybody. I'm trying to be impressive. I want it to be as good as it can be so that Steve is like all crazy about it and thinks that I'm like the greatest beast of all time and all that stuff. We know how that works when you're dating. So anyway, I am cutting. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm cutting. Can you see this? I'm cutting the little chocolate, 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. Cutting it in small pieces because what I'm about to do is actually, I'm going to get this butter melting. I'm going to put it in the microwave, cover it so that it doesn't spew all over everywhere. I'm going to put this in the microwave and melt it. And I am doing so much baking right now, it is a little disorganized in my kitchen. You melt that completely, and when it's bubbling and melted, then you put the chocolate in, and it dissolves. And we'll see how that goes. You know, I enjoy making things that are chocolate, but it is messy. As my cousin, very smart cousin Kelly once said, cocoa powder is the glitter of the baking world. And I gotta tell you, it gets everywhere. All over me, all over everything. You try to clean it up, it just spreads. It's such a mess. But anyway, that's that. So I'm gonna put this chocolate into the bubbling butter. And if it's not, all right, so I'm going to whisk it. So where's my whisk? One of my other favorite things, I bought a good whisk. Buy a good whisk, everybody. It's my hint. So anyway, while that is bubbling up the butter, thanks for watching, everybody that's watching. I really appreciate it. It's fun to be baking. This has become my Zen thing. You know, if you haven't seen this before, I started not bubbling. I'm going to give that another 30 seconds. I started baking during the pandemic as sort of a way to, well, I wanted to learn to bake, and it made me feel good, and then I had these wonderful baked goods that I could eat or share. But it's just sort of my Zen thing. You know, I'm busy doing podcasts, I'm writing drill right now, I was writing arrangements. It's just busy. We all get very stressed out, and so I find that taking time here, have some soft music playing, the kitchen smells amazing, just sort of, it's like a Zen thing, sort of like my beast Zen thing. So anyway, type in the comments if you have any questions for me, or if you have suggestions for what I should be baking next. And yes, Trish, if you're watching, Trisha Longo, I have not made your red velvet thing yet. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Okay, real quickly, while this is really hot, I'm going to put in all the chocolate. And then I am going to, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm stirring the chocolate in. And the hot butter melts the chocolate. Now, if it doesn't melt all the way, I'm going to throw it back in the microwave for a few minutes, or a few seconds, like 20 more seconds. That's her suggestion. Again, I'm using a recipe from Once Upon a Chef. That woman is absolutely amazing. Every time I make anything from her website using her recipes, it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, oh, almost melted. So close. So close, but it's not completely melted. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to put it in for like 15 seconds. I have a feeling my marble cake's going to be coming out in just a minute. That's right, I have a marble bundt cake. It's got chocolate marbling in it. I made that also for the weekend, and that's about to come out of the oven in a few minutes, and then I'm going to put the glaze on it. So we'll see how that looks. That's going to be coming out in just a minute. I am making Brookies. If you just signed on, half chocolate chip cookie, half brownie. Unbelievable. You should make them. Go to Once Upon a Chef and pull up Brookies. And I guarantee it, you will be like, you'll be telling everybody, I owe the Beast a huge debt of gratitude because these Brookies are so amazing. And everybody's going to say, like, who cares about barbecue and hot dogs when there are Brookies on the table? Like, you will be the deal. Okay, so I have done this. The chocolate is completely melted. Melted the bittersweet chocolate bar into the butter. What do I do next? Stir occasionally. Whisk in the sugar, brown sugar, vanilla, and salt. Okay, so time to start getting ingredients in. Let me see. How much? Half a cup. Half a cup of sugar. All right, so here we go. I'm getting some sugar out. Half a cup of sugar. There you go. Start whisking that in. The next thing I'm going to add in half a cup of light brown sugar. Here's my brown sugar in my bag. If you're just joining us, I'm making Brookies, half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie, all deliciousness. All right, if you have any questions or comments for me, hey, Wimbus, unbeastleavable. I love that. I've never heard that before. That's awesome. I love it. Thanks for being here to watch. I hope everybody's having a great day. Yes, I am working some today, but like I said, the guy I'm dating is coming over, and I wanted to have some delicious stuff for him. And he mentioned how much he loves Brookies, and you know, who can blame him? These are great. They're absolutely wonderful. So I'm making my man happy. Let's see what happens next. Vanilla and salt. How much vanilla? 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Who doesn't love that? Here we go. Putting in. All right. I'll be talking more about the DCI interview stuff in just a minute, but you know me, I'm not good at multitasking. But anyway, thanks anybody who's watching. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I hope you're going to get to a DCI show this year. And the last thing is I need some salt. 4 tablespoons. Well, that's practically nothing. But I follow every bit. Tiny, 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 a 1/4 of a teaspoon. I learned to do this over the sink. Because, you know, that's the kind of thing you learn as you get to baking. Okay. I've whisked together now I've got the butter. I melted the chocolate in the butter. Now I've whisked in the brown sugar, the regular sugar, vanilla, and salt. Now I'm going to whisk in the eggs. Here are my eggs, 2 eggs. First one. There's one. If any of you guys saw me in my first Baking with the Beast broadcast, you can probably tell that I'm doing a little better. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of baking ever since that started. You know, that first chocolate cake I made, I threw it away. Right in the bin. That's right. It was done. Okay, so I'm whisking in my eggs. Then I'm going to whisk in the flour, and I'm going to pour it in the pan, and the brownie part's going to be done. I get to use my mixer on the chocolate chip cookie part, but I'm having to use these muscles right now to do this part. Okay, next thing I need is some flour. I love my new containers. I've got it organized. See, here's my beast flour. See, beast flour. Just in case anybody wonders whose it is. There it is. How much? Half a cup, that's all. All right, so we're only making like a half a making of brownies. Half a cup. That one is red. Half a cup. I also learned to do this, of course. You spoon it in. That's right. I'm doing a lot of baking, so I'm learning some of these tricks. And then, you know, it really does matter. Just level that baby off. Put the flour in. All right. Done with the flour. And now what does it say? Whisk in the flour until combined. So So can you guys see what's happening here? I've added the flour to my mixture with everything else. I'm making the brownie part of the Brookies because they're half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie. Whisk until combined and then pour into the pan and the brownie part's done. Then I'm going to make the chocolate chip cookie part. Everybody, if you have any comments, please do. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you're having fun watching. Let me know what your plans are for July 4th. Okay, so now back to my pan. I prepared this earlier by putting tons of butter. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this in. Should not be using the whisk for this. Where's my spatula? My Mickey Mouse spatula. Yep, that's right. My friend, wonderful friend, my cousin Kelly got that for me. I'm pouring the brownie batter into my beloved baking pan, 9x13 pan. Oh my God, y'all, that's the alarm for the marble cake. Check it. So let me finish this real quick. Spread it out all the way to the corners. Woo! That is sugary. Okay. It's time for me to pull. I'm making a marble cake. It's in the oven. That's right. I'm a multitasking baking beast today. So I'm going to pull that marble cake out. Okay, Mr. Alarm, thank you. Let's see what happens when I pull the marble cake out of the oven. What we're going to do is test it, of course. See if it's ready. It might need more time. I tend to leave cakes in a little bit. Oh, God almighty, this thing is huge. You guys see this? Oh, my God, it's giant. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get one. All right, this is a marble cake. It's a bundt cake with chocolate marbling inside. I've never made it before, but I'm making it today. What I'm going to do is check it. Oh, that is not ready. That is totally not ready. So I'm going to give this puppy another 10 minutes. Okay, I mean, it's close. Look at this thing. It's gigantic. Oh, my God. All right, back in there. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Oh, that's not the timer. All right, so in 10 minutes, we'll pull that puppy back out. That should give me enough time to make the chocolate chip cookie part of our Brookies. So this is all timing out. Okay, so I've got the brownie. The brownie part is in here, and that's just going to go over here and wait. All right, now I'm going to make the chocolate chip cookie part of the Brookie. Half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie, all delicious. My new fancy mixer. If you guys haven't seen this, I'm so proud of it. Thank you, my friend Mark, for providing that to me. He gave it to me as a gift. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to beat the butter and sugar for 3 minutes, but the butter has to be, okay, room temperature. So I think we're okay. It's been sitting here a while. I'm not sure it's quite made it to room temperature, but we will see what happens. It doesn't say to soften it. So, I mean, we're gonna see what happens. I'm not really sure. And then it says both sugars. So I need 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar and 1/3 of a cup. Because you're really making like a part of a chocolate chip cookie recipe because you're combining it with the brownies. So here's 1/3 of the cup in the orange mixing thing, measuring cup. In just a minute, I'm going to be talking about my interview. Maybe I can do it now. Doing DCI interviews Monday, the cadet. I was so excited because I talked to wonderful Darcy Ongst, who is the creative director, program coordinator, whatever they call her, and she's like in charge of putting the show together. She was just delightful, just absolutely delightful. She is a principal of an elementary school, and she was on her last day, and the kids had just left, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're talking to me on your last day? But anyway, she seemed to be happy to have something else to talk about and distract herself from being exhausted, I'm sure, from the end of the school year. But anyway, she, I mentioned how much I love 83 Cadets, and she's like, well, you're going to love this year's show because, of course, their opener is Rocky Point Holiday because they're doing like classic highlights, you know. And I was telling her, of course, if you actually did classic highlights from all the great cadet shows, that would be like, you know, 3 days of stuff because there's so much. But anyway, they are having so much fun and they're so excited about putting that together. Let me get back to this. Where am I? All right, that's it. Butter and 3 sugars for 3 minutes. Into the fancy mixer it goes. Beat for 3 minutes. Okay, so hey Siri, set timer for 3 minutes. All right, that's going. I put the sugar and the butter in there. It's mixing up for 3 minutes. Hey Michelle, how are you? Yeah, me too. I'm excited for the comeback. Thanks for watching. And I'm glad you like vanilla too. That's very nice. So excited. On Tuesday, I talked to, this coming Tuesday, you'll see my interview with Pacific Crest drum majors. Every time you talk to a student who's like a student leader in drum corps or in marching band, whatever, like, you just feel like, okay, the world's going to be okay. You know, like you watch the news and you're like, we're not going to last another day. But then you listen to these student leaders and they're like awesome. And that's really true for Pacific Crest. It's kind of crazy looking in there. Pacific Crest drum majors, they're wonderful. They talk about the show. They talk about how they made their team. 3 women, you know, drum majors can be, you know, I thought it was awesome. You know, I think the women need to have their time. Like, men kind of mess things up, but that's an aside. Anyway, what am I going to do next? I'm going to add vanilla and egg. All right, so here's my vanilla. Here's my egg. All right, it's working. Things are happening. I need to wash the chocolate off my spatula because I'm going to need that spatula in just a second. Anyway, and then on Wednesday, I'm releasing my interview with the wonderful Daniel Belter, super impressive guy who's now the assistant director, was the drum major for many years. That's how we all know him at the Blue Knights. So now he's got a bigger role, assistant director. And the Blue Knights, they were talking about how important it is for DCI to help bring the marching arts back. That they're sort of like the ambassadors, the elite of the sport, and we call it that, of the activity. And that's a really, really inspiring conversation. And if you have anybody wondering or needing to be inspired about bringing marching band back or drum corps back, you should watch that. That's the wonderful Daniel Belcher of the Blue Knights. That's looking a lot better. Talking to him next week. And then on Thursday, Music City, which is very cool. They have the percussion design team. It's really interesting. Like, you get to hear specifically from the percussion guys how they work together, how they sort of, who does the battery parts, who does the ensemble parts, who does the teaching, and how they work together and coordinate. It's really fascinating. So these I got really excited. Like, every time I do one of these interviews, I've done almost 20 of them now, I'm like getting more and more excited for the season. Everybody's excited about being back. You hear lots of people talk about that first time they got everybody together at a camp, or when they're starting spring training. They're still calling it spring training, even though it's in July. And they're getting everybody together. It's just really exciting and inspiring, and everybody's excited. And I got me really excited too. So if you watch these interviews, which I hope you will, it'll get you excited, and I hope that you will tell anybody that you know that might like them to watch too. All right, it says to, oh my goodness gracious, wait a minute. There is a big chunk of butter that did not get incorporated. So I'm going to have to fix that before I go on with the recipe. Now, so let me do it. Woo! Love this. That's one of the things I'm learning about my new mixer. Is one side is the lock, and the other side is the turn on and off thing. And sometimes I get those backwards, like I just did. All right, nothing happened. Everybody's okay. Okay, so see, okay. I'm going to add my egg. There goes the egg. And then I'm going to add my vanilla. I'm making Brookies in case you just are tuning in. If you're one of the long haulers, thank you for being here this whole time. You're awesome. Hope you're having fun. I'm going to talk about the 1000th podcast in just a second. If you're interested in hearing about that, add the vanilla. How much vanilla? Half a teaspoon. Where's Mr. Orange? Here he is. Okay, I love vanilla. Makes everything taste good. All right, and then I mix that. How long? 1 minute. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Set timer for 1 minute. Oh, I wish you could see in here. I'll show you. It's looking pretty good. So I'm making the chocolate chip cookie part of all this. Can you guys see? I'm not good at this. All right, that was terrible. But anyway, and not really here for the cinematography, right? What's going to happen next? Add the salt, baking soda, and baking powder. All right, so half and a fourth. Okay. Here's my baking soda. Here's my baking powder. Yeah. I'm making the chocolate chip cookie part of my brookie. Half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie. I'm into the. Okay. Now I'm going to add, let's see, half a teaspoon of salt. Here we go. Boom. And then there's half a teaspoon of baking powder. And I have learned through my amateur baking that getting the difference between baking powder and baking soda is it's really, really important. It's really, really important. That's right. All right. And then only a fourth of baking soda. I don't know why, but that's what it says. Because, you know, we're just making a little tiny bit. We're not making a full chocolate chip cookie recipe. So it's just been divided up because it's half cookie, half brownie. Okay, I added those in. Beat until evenly combined. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little scraping here. I want to make sure. Come on, everybody. Get down in there. All right. If you were here for my first Baking with the Bees, you have to admit I've gotten a lot better. I've gotten a lot more comfortable. Oh my gosh, it's time for the cake to come out of the oven. Yay, okay. We're going to shift back over to the oven and pull my cake out and glaze it. Because I'm multitasking today. That's right. So I have a marble bundt cake. It's got chocolate marbling. Gosh, I hope it's going to be as good as it seems like it's going to be. I'm going to pull this baby out, make sure it looks done. And then I'm going to do the glazing thing. Come on out, Mr. Cake. There you are. All right, let me move my Brookies. Progress. I'm going to turn the oven up to 350 because that's what the Brookies require. Okay, let me get another. Now here's the exciting part. Can you guys see this? Let me see if I can fix this so you can see. Can you guys see? Okay, let me put a tester in. Yeah, it's done. So what she tells me to do is poke 40 holes in the top of this thing. It's like really a lot taller than I thought it was going to be. Can you guys see how it's like I'm poking holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the glaze over it. That's probably about 40 holes. It's kind of fun. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour half the glaze. Here's my glaze. Let me get it stirred up again a little bit. Getting my glaze stirred back up. It congealed a little bit on me. Come on, guys. All right, I'm going to pour half of it. Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm making a big mess. Oh my God, this went everywhere. All right. that was really messy. I don't know if you guys could see how messy that was. Come on, go down in there. Go down in there. Oh my God. I made such a mess. I got glaze everywhere. Okay. And then that is supposed to sit, I think. Let me go back over here. I'm making a marbled bundt cake and Brookies. All right, here's what I do. Pour over the bottom of the cake. Let it stand cool for 30 minutes. Hey, Siri, set alarm for 30 minutes, turn over cake. I set your turn over cake alarm for 10:57 a.m. Turn over cake alarm is here. All right, you guys aren't going to see that part, but you know, that would be exciting. I can tell you, turning over the cake is going to be a highlight. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Woo! Okay, so let me see where I am. What did I do with my glasses? I just threw them down. All right, so I've added all that. Now it's time for me to add the sugar. Let me mix this just a second. No, flour. Mixing the flour. So how much flour do I need for my cookie dough? 1 1/4 cups. All right. So let me get my new flour container. Again, if you're just new, I have now my new feast containers for flour. 1 1/4. So here we go. Spoon this puppy in. Okay. So we had the big 1,000th podcast. You know, I really hoped when we finally released such a big milestone, it's ridiculous that we actually got 2,000. I was hoping to like be somewhere, like be at a DCI show or be in Hawaii or like really do it. But anyway, of course, the pandemic decided that wasn't going to happen. So we will maybe celebrate at some great, exciting place another time. But what we did do, of course, was we celebrated by releasing the podcast. And, it was really nice, everybody that sent in videos to say congratulations. You can see that on YouTube, everybody. We decided to make it a video version because we had all these wonderful videos from people congratulating us and saying well wishes and stuff. So I encourage you to go to YouTube, to the Marketing Roundtable YouTube channel to find that. So if you're still watching, you're so nice. Thank you so much. If you're just tuning in, I am making Brookies, half brownie, half cookie. So I've added the flour on low speed, mix it in. And when you add flour, you do need to do it on low speed because it can just go all over everywhere. All right, come on now. I think I need to fix this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but all of it is sort of stuck here to the... Okay, so come on, flour, get down in there. Get ready to get all mixed in. All right, let's try that again. It's on low. This is going to flour. Then I'm going to put the chips in. I'm about to go in the oven. Almost done, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I'm making Brookies, half brownie, half cookie. If you haven't seen the special 1,000th podcast for the Marketing Roundtable, please go to YouTube. Just search for the Marketing Roundtable on YouTube. And while you're there, subscribe. We'd love for you to subscribe. We put excerpts up all the time. It's the best way for you to keep up with everything that we have going on. I think that's done. Let me get this. You don't want to over mix. One of the things, once you put the flour in, you don't want to over mix because it doesn't do as well. You can apparently overactivate the gluten if that's something I've heard them say on the British Baking Show 1,000 times. But I don't know if that's true here with chocolate chip cookies, but what the hell, I don't want to overmix. Make sure I don't want to lose any of this delicious batter off here. Okay. Now, one of the tricks I've learned is I'm going to put a paper towel here, a little too late, so that when it drips, All right, now it's time to add my chocolate chips. Where are they? Come here, Mr. Chocolate Chips. The last bit, everybody. I'm going to add my chocolate chips. Again, semi-sweet, and I've got the Ghirardelli ones because they're so extra specially good. And like I said before, I'm making this for the guy I'm dating, and I want him to be really happy and excited and love it. Looking forward to seeing him a little later today. So he's going to have fresh marble cake and fresh Brookies, and hopefully that will be impressive and make him happy because, you know, that's what we all want to do for people we're dating. So anyway, looking forward to seeing him. I'm making a stew. As soon as I finish here, I'm going to put a stew in. All right, so there. I've mixed it. This is the chocolate chip cookie dough batter. Mixed in the chips. Now, this is the interesting part of how Brookies work. I'm going to bring, earlier, if you weren't here, I've made my brownie batter, and I put it in the bottom of the pan already in the parchment paper because the parchment helps it come right out. Now, what I'm going to do, what did I do with my spoon? Hey, Mr. Spoon. You know what? I'll just get another one. What I'm going to do is take spoons. Let me do it this way. Can you guys see? You take a spoonful, and you just put it on top. You take another spoonful, and you sort of put them all across the top of this thing. And what happens is when they bake, they sort of mix up, but you have the cookie part on the top and the brownie part on the bottom. And I got to tell you, these things are unbelievable. They're so, so good. So anyway, if you've never made Brookies, I recommend you go to Once Upon a Chef, which, as I said, the site I love, where she has all these great recipes. If you guys can see, I'm just sort of putting this in glops across the top. It doesn't have to just be evenly spread because the fact that there's sort of like chunk of cookie and chunk of brownie is part of why I think they're so good. Steve, I hope you appreciate all this hard work. Steve is the guy I'm dating that I'm making these for, and I'm sure he will. He's a great guy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be dating him, right? That's the way that works. Then let me see if I can get some places here that don't have cookie. Let's see if I can get cookie from all the places I need it. Some over here in the corner. There's a whole big area. Okay, scrape out the last of the cookie dough. I don't want to miss any. I wonder if I can use a spatula for this. Okay, good. See, I got one more really good glop. I'll put it in this space here where there isn't anything. All right. There you go. Mix it around a little bit. Yeah. So it looks kind of untidy, but that's part of the charm of it. So here you go. You have brownie on the bottom, and then you have these just dollops of chocolate chip cookie on top, and it all sort of melts together. Oh, gosh. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, everybody settle. Everybody settle. All right, in the oven we go. All right. Brookie heaven about to happen. How long do these take? Cover with aluminum foil. Okay, whoops. Let me do that part real quick. Cover with aluminum foil for 20 minutes. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 20 minutes. Take off foil. All right, I'm trying to find my foil. Here it is. I'm going to get a piece of that. Put that over here. Here we go. Oh, no. Still an amateur, everybody. Still very much an amateur. Here this is. I'm going to put foil over the top. There. Let me double check myself. Almost done. Thank you guys for watching. You're so nice. Let me see what it says. Cover the pan with aluminum foil, bake for 20 minutes, remove the foil, and then continue baking for another 20 minutes, and then cool. And then you just lift it right out with the parchment paper, and you let it cool. After it cools, you lift it out, you cut them up, and they're absolutely fantastic. My Brookies are in the oven. My marbled bundt cake is over there. We had a little adventure putting the glaze on the top. You were so nice to watch, everybody. if you love what we're trying to do at the Marching Roundtable, the Marching Arts Education, I hope you'll consider subscribing to our website. It's like $5.99 a month. That amount would really makes a giant difference for us because we have some wonderful sponsors, but we're sort of just getting by. And I love to do it. We've had 1,000 podcasts. Want to do 1,000 more. If you have ideas for things I should cook or bake, if you have ideas for things that who we should talk to or topics we should cover or anything like that, please let us know. You're so nice to be watching right now. And I'm about to now make a beef stew. That's right, because we're going to have beef stew tonight when the guy I'm dating shows up. So everybody have an awesome, awesome day. Thanks for watching. I will post a picture where this video is located. I'll post a picture of what the Brookies look like when they're all done. Have an awesome day, everybody. Tim Hinton, the Beast of the Marching Arts, saying thank you so much for watching. You're awesome. Thanks.